take us live during our earlier conversations because between my comments about the Midwest and Alex's comments about children.
These aren't Alex's comments about children. Alex is unaffiliated.
To be fair, to be fair.
I need to send him a message that says, please do not include my name anywhere near this thing.
You might want to. Wow.
This
Crystal,
was edited by Tacitus Kildor.
Hey, folks. It's Mutants and Masterminds Monday. The first stream of a new year. 2022? What?
Right?
That's a lot of twos.
That's too many twos.
It's too many twos.
But yeah, so let's start a little pregame. I don't know. Is that like a jazz flute?
I think
I don't know
so.
what that is.
I don't know what it is either.
Those mountain pan flutes?
Oh, yes. Now, is there a difference between a mountain pan flute and, say, like your city pan flute?
Well, there's like an Andean version of the pan flute that's different than the Greek version, but I don't know what the Andean version is called.
Apook, hello to you. Good New Year. Good New Year on you. Apook says, first stream of the year.
Woo! A siku, apparently.
A siku, okay. So it's like...
Or a quena. No, the quena is a different kind of flute.
There's a lot of different kinds of flutes in the world.
Apparently. Yeah, but apparently it's called a siku.
All right. And it sounds like this.
A little bit, yeah.
We've decided, yeah.
Cyberpunk pan flute is going to be the next big genre in 2022. Calling it now.
You heard it here first,
Right.
friends. You've heard it here first.
The curve.
We do. Apook's saying Freedom City's checking in. Good to have everybody listening and give us a howdy who if you as you roll in. I know that we've got lots of people, loads of them, hanging out on our Facebook page. We've got we're streaming on Twitch. We're also streaming on YouTube, and we're streaming on Twitter.
Wow.
We can stream on Twitter?
We can.
Wow.
They have the internet and computers now.
Hi, Twitter.
Zeth says hi. Hi, Zeth. Good. Oh, I mean, on Monday. Hope your year is starting better than mine. My area is back in lockdown again. Oh no, Sean.
I mean, our area needs to be in lockdown, but they won't call it.
Yeah.
We had a record number of cases over the weekend, which I suspect is the same for everybody, but...
Pretty much
I
at
think our
this point.
governor is kicking the can down the line to the next guy in
Hey,
Ohio.
look at this. We've got Snowbar says howdy, and then just regular old Bear says hello. Hey, folks.
Oh.
Bear, you're supposed to be hibernating. There's not enough food to support you right now.
That's right. Vesco says, hey there. Maybe they're hanging out in the cave, just like, you know what we need? Entertainment.
Some
Cave
lo-fi
streaming.
Eminem Monday.
You have come to the right place. Jonesy, I can't remember if I said good Mutants and Masterminds Monday to you. So I'm going to cut the pan flute, and then I'm going to... I love this art, by the way. If folks, you know, if you've been a regular, you know that Staniel is our Staniel the Manual, we like to call him. Just a tremendous artist. You'll also have remembered that he did our three Santas, the three different Santas from Heck, and that's actually up on the Patreon right now. You can go grab that, some statted Santies, and then these four characters, whom I just love dearly. We gather every Monday, pretty much. You know, from here, I think we started about 1975, I believe, and we continue to go strong. Look at these cuties. We've got
a long time.
That's right. What a
Right.
long, strange trip. We've got Steve Kenson, we've got Alex Thomas, we've got Crystal Frasier, and I am your disembodied voice, Troy. And This is Mutants Masterminds Monday. We're talking about stuff today. Today we're looking to 2022, and we want to make it the best year yet for tabletop role-play game and for playing Mutants and Masterminds. And so we're going to have some thoughts on that, and we want your thoughts as well. Hey, before we dive into this, I have a favor. Oh, look at this! Look at all our friends saying howdy do. Welcome to 22. Welcome to the 22. I'm going to start using that. I like that, Bodie. Bear says chilling in the cave with snacks thanks to Pook, which is how I say his name all the time. Hey, Alex, you might be a little hot on the mic. When you type, it sounds like you're tap dancing, which is nice.
Oh, well, I will stop.
Let's see. Oh yeah. So the Bears are from the Freedom City server, hanging out in the Heroes Lounge, which they're running a Discord, and we stream right into their channel. They see us live. The Snow Bear just finished their coffee. Good. Coffee's good. And then here's a good question: how do I play Mutants and Masterminds? Davy Jones.
Right to the easy question.
That's right. You tuned into the right program. Go ahead, Crystal.
The way I like to describe it every time somebody asks me how you play a role-playing game is you roll a die of your choice and frown meaningfully at the results.
And that's it. That's really it. Yeah. You know what, Jason? I'm glad that you made it as well. We have so much fun. I know it seems like a blast when you're watching it after it's pre-recorded, but watching it live is just like it's like you're there. It's like you're there live. It's amazing.
Yeah. And for what it's worth, we actually have planned on how to do the basics of running Mutants and Masterminds this year. So we're going to run through how you build a hero. We're going to run through running a combat, all the basic stuff that you need for running Mutants and Masterminds.
Right. All is part of the big, let's get to playing tabletop roleplay games. And the other thing I want to say, hey, everybody, wherever you are, just pause for a moment, drink in the surroundings, and look at, are you watching us on YouTube? Are you watching us on Facebook? Are you watching us on Twitter? Wherever you are, like it, subscribe it, leave a comment, say howdy do, and
leave a comment. Tell us what you just rolled.
Yes, do that. Highest roll gets a prize. So without further ado, I can hear all that clicking. I hear it. Everybody's getting all their stuff together. Bop it, smack it, twist it. Says pull it, rub it.
Nope.
Damn it.
I can't remember. Yeah. Anyway, why don't I cork it and let's talk about the 2022 and making our tables and our games just the best that they can possibly be. Where do we start?
Oh gosh. Chirp chirp.
Right.
I don't know. I hadn't even thought about my resolutions for this year. I don't think I made any.
I didn't make it 0. I did make a resolution very specific to tabletop roleplay and very specific to Mutants and Masterminds, and that is, I am going to start a game with people that I know not very well. Someone else will GM, and we'll play together on the regular to just become a little more knowledgeable on the ins and outs and all the tricks and all that stuff. And and so that is what that's my contribution to things. How about you, Alex? How about you, Steve? How about you, Crystal?
My resolution for 2022 in terms of gaming is I would like to bring back a Titan City Mutants and Masterminds game to our stream. So we're going to get back to it. We're going to keep doing our Earth Prime stuff, of course, because we have Earth Prime. But we're working on a way to do Titan City as well.
That's great. And that's going to be on the Untold Stories Project channel?
Nice.
And I want to play with Steve and Crystal on the same side of the table.
Nice. Absolutely nice.
Troy has the GM.
Oh, you are in for some fun. Oh, I can't even imagine that. You were going to say, Crystal?
Oh, I lost my train of thought.
Well, how could you even keep that train on the tracks with the idea of me being a GM for anything? Oh my gosh.
Right. A little terrifying, Troy.
Yeah, or is it liberating? Who knows?
Terror can be liberating.
Yeah, that's true. Terror can be very freeing. Nice. I do want to recognize Ted. I apologize for your rolled 1. Normally, I'm the person that's got that, so I'm glad you're here to break the curse. That means it's all 20s for me for 2022.
Basically, every gamer just rolls 1s. It's like a karmic balance for like the one person in each group who can only roll 20s.
Yeah. Have you met that person?
I married that person.
I see.
Yeah,
Roll
our
is
gaming group has that
statistically
person.
improbable.
Unfortunately, it's not me.
The meat witch only rolls 20s. I love it. So one of the other things that I was thinking about, let's just start easy. Thinking about the perfect table. Let's say in this case, for sake of the discussion, we're all together in a space. What are the foods that you're preparing? What kind of treats or snacks or things? And what's the flow of a night when you want to make it the best night possible?
Oh, geez. I like to bring
will bring the paper plates.
Go ahead.
I like to bring fruit because everybody else I know brings cheese, and it feels like it, counteracts.
I like it. Yeah, I definitely. I've always been, when I've played around a table, it's always been just the worst of the worst snacks. Jolt Cola, pizza, and some greasy chips. How about you, Steve?
Yeah, I mean, there's a certain, phase in your gaming existence where you go from, like Doritos and Mountain Dew to like charcuterie boards and, things like that, where it's a certain amount of adulting starts happening in your gaming, so far as that goes.
So no microwave to be found in this particular phase of it.
No, not usually.
Warm charcuterie.
That's right. That's right.
You guys haven't lived until you've had flat citrus drop extreme 8 hours into your gaming experience. Flat room temperature citrus drop extreme.
Oh, I like this.
Alex has not yet hit the adulting phase of GMing.
I do like some. I'm starving, actually, now that I think about it. And there's probably no food that I love more than pigs in a blanket. Well, actually, corn dogs, but they're just like tiny corn dogs, really.
I was going to say, they're just like giant pigs in a blanket, right?
Yeah,
Bears
exactly.
should not be eating pigs in a blanket. Bears should be eating grubs and berries, supplemented with salmon.
I like it. In a stream. There you go. So, what is... So just like some pre-prep when people are coming, are there some things that people can do to kind of save themselves, especially as it relates to Mutants and Masterminds, save themselves a lot of administrative heartache?
Oh gosh. Yeah. One of my resolutions is every year, I suppose, is to try and be more organized as a GM. And one of the things... So I've gotten into initiative trackers that you stack on top of your DM screen because I have a terrible time keeping track of initiative, and I'm too much of a micromanager to let somebody else track initiative for me. Even though it is a great idea to assign like little side tasks to your players, helps keep everybody involved. But yeah, prepping stat cards or stat notes in my notebook, I have found that is incredibly helpful, even if it's just like, all right, they've got this bonus to initiative, this is the attack they always use, and here's the page reference.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's very handy.
Jason says, Hero Lab. Good point.
Yeah,
who doesn't? Bear says, I'm an omnivore, which of course is French for omnivore. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thank you, Bear. Okay, what is this? Let's see. Jason says tactical console on M&M has helped me keep things rolling for more than a decade. I don't know what that is.
I don't know either.
I'm not sure I'm familiar.
Jason,
give us a link or an indication about that, Jason.
Yeah, so go ahead.
I think it's a feature in Hero Lab that lets you import PORs into into the thing, and it keeps track of initiative for you. It'll roll everybody's initiative at once and have it up in a tab where you can move things along.
I like it.
Yeah. Jason runs a really good game of M&M. I've played many times with Jason.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Nice.
Well, Jason, we're looking for a GM. I am anyway. It'll just be me and Jason streaming live in silence.
Yes, he is actually the Jason is what we call him in our friend group.
Oh, like a super Jason. I like it. I like it. I like it. Okay, well, okay, that's good stuff. What are some other things that we can think about, or things we want to remind people to keep in their? Oh, here we go. Here's a good one. This is from Zeth. I use hero point tokens on Roll20. Having little chips makes it easier. It's basically a card deck with all identical cards disguised as poker chips.
Yep.
Yeah, I like it.
Very handy.
I love using physical tokens when I play Mutants Masterminds in person, or any game that has bennies or hero points or whatever you want to call them. And I usually use candy. It encourages people to spend them.
That's fun. I like that. Well, that is kind of a clever, fun thing to do. I like that. That's really and it's kind of nice. It's kind of sweeten the deal a little around the table.
Right. You can use M&Ms.
Oh my gosh, she just blew my mind.
Right?
Yeah,
Branding.
perfect. This branding is perfect. How about some other things when you were thinking about like just so generally when you're running your games, so I have the bladder of like a 5-year-old, and so like I am just constantly, no matter what, it's just been a curse my whole life. How do you like put a game together, and what are the breaks, and how do you make room for people with tiny bladders?
I'd say, make sure your visitor with a tiny bladder knows where the bathroom is, or, knows when their turn's coming up in initiative, so they know when they can take a break and not interrupt everything.
Right, that's good. That is smart to help facilitate, like, this is the perfect moment for you to step away. Maybe now, not so much. Pee your pants!
Yeah, if everybody can see the initiative order, then, people know when they can get up and clear the table, or go to the bathroom, or get a drink.
Nice.
Yeah, true enough.
That's a good one. Yeah, backup random counter or two in case the player's on a tangent.
Oh, yeah, that's incredibly useful. I've ended up having to roll those randomly at the table, and putting them together while everyone watches just doesn't work out.
Yeah, it's true.
I love that. Yeah. I was going to make a joke about this, but no, it's my own toddler bladder.
Yeah,
I didn't steal it.
Troy has a mutation. It's not growing.
That's right.
He's just covered in bladders, but they're all very small.
They're very, very small. I'm made of many tiny bladders. Yeah.
That's why we say
Supported
he's
by a series of
disembodied.
fluid-filled sacs.
That's right. That's right. It's been so long since I've been embodied. I just thought that's the way you're doing it now. I don't know. I like this. This is good. I'm thinking for as many times as I have to, use the restroom during a particular event, there'll be a lot of impromptu dance-offing. I like it. Thank you, Zeth. Zeth says, I feel your pain as a fellow tiny bladder. And it can be kind of painful when you're trying to be patient. And then if you ever see me and I'm just sort of doing a little dance, I'm just sort of like getting into it. It's not a dance.
It's a warning.
It's a warning. Yeah, exactly. Things are about to get a little. Yeah. Okay. So we've talked a little bit about some of the foods and snacks and things.
Yeah.
We've talked about comfort around the table. We've talked about my bladder for far too long.
Yeah, I'll toot my own horn for a second. Back when I worked on Pathfinder Adventure Paths, one of the things we put in the back of the book was like, here are 3 or 4 like weird random encounters with like named NPCs, and here's where you get the stat blocks, and here's what they're doing, and each one was just a little paragraph, so you could read through those at the beginning of the night and have some idea of something to pull up if things went off the rail.
That is brilliant.
Yeah.
That's
Awesome.
and also just a brilliant place to put something like that, because when you think of the use case, that's when people are going to be like, what do I do? Oh, I've got to have things, and that's I love that.
You don't just fight a treant. You're like encountering this treant who has a name, and they're grumpy about the barbecue cook-off in town because they chopped up his tree that used to be his ex-girlfriend, and he wanted to be the one to chop her up. And
I laugh at that. That's fun. Let's see. So, let's see.
he's
real
a
fast.
creepy treant.
Let me see. Snowbar says, make certain there's more than one bathroom. Just give everyone a bucket. I like that idea. Okay. Bodhi says, I know
That's sanitary. We'll use some sort of absorbent garment.
There we go. Everybody gets it. Depends. If you're not using a
puppy
laptop or
pad.
tablet, a puppy pad. Just around the table.
Mhm.
Hey, I like this. Keep a binder of villains and minions for quick encounters. I like
Mhm.
that. I like that
Yep.
a lot.
Oh, yeah,
Let's
keep
go
the
ahead.
jobber stats handy.
Yeah.
I like it.
Very helpful.
Had a GM's adventure be solved in 10 minutes by fascinating players, so he borrowed the plot of young Sherlock Holmes to kill the next 4 hours.
I've done
Mhm.
that.
Yeah, that's the secret.
So I
Yeah,
love it.
I've had mystery adventures devolve into, oh, we figured it all out in 10 minutes, so I basically threw a random sort of item exchange plot in there for them to be able to
Mhm.
reach the goal they needed to get to.
Yep.
They,
Sometimes you need to do that.
if I recall, I decided the vault they were after ended up being underwater, so they couldn't reach it. But the Nixies who lived in the lake would totally give you a kiss each if you brought them, like, I think it's a pie from this one bakery in town they couldn't get to because they can't leave the lake. So you go to the baker, and sorry, I'm telling stories about my characters.
The secret of the fetch quest.
Yes.
Yep.
I love it.
But it ended up with the players making friends with a giant ancient bear, and they were pretty happy about, being bear friends.
Oh, and they all get to share some
Bears.
pie together. Yeah, it's kind of a bear kind of day, isn't it? Jonesy says I have a homemade deck of minion cards. I keep handy. That's
Very
smart. I like that. It's all like a banana.
That would be a super useful product for folks to have. Is
Yeah.
minions printed out on little cards.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I like
But
that.
people like a low-powered villain deck as well, or
I think that would be
like
a cool
generic
thing.
villains as cards you can use for quick reference. I don't know.
Yes, they would. Definitely would.
Bob the Shadow Agent.
I like this. Pook talks about using the inside panels of the M&M GM screen as handouts, both in Meat Space and online. That's smart. I like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That is great. That is great. Let's see. Ooh, I like this.
We have those.
Cameos by well-known heroes or villains. Nice.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Call them the B-listers. And hey, Jonesy says, I think rather enthusiastically, yes, please.
All right.
All right. Well, good to know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so that's interesting. As folks are kind of listening and checking in on what it is that you want to do to make this the best year for tabletop roleplay in general, as these ideas start to bubble up to the top, the cards, the villain cards, all this kind of stuff, let us know in chat and we'll talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
The blisters. I get it.
That's double funny because they're cards. They come in blister packs.
I like it. I like it. Crystal, you look like you were going to say something.
I've lost my train of thought again.
That is my superpower. That is literally my. Let me derail.
I have a resolution. I think everybody should try for this year.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think you should invite somebody new to play in your group that hasn't played with you before.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
Alex, that's a brilliant idea. I mean, honestly, that should probably be number one resolution. Who can you invite that hasn't played before, and get them involved and engaged? That's really smart. I like it a lot.
Man,
Well,
I
I mean,
tried
when
that
we talk
last
about,
year. Sorry.
I was just going to say, when we talk about the whole, how do I learn how to play, Mutants and Masterminds or any other RPG, the very best way to learn how to play an RPG is playing with people who already know how to play. And just getting into a game and trying it out as far as that goes. As much as we can provide, the best introductory walkthrough products that we can, the best way to learn it is by doing.
I like that. There's some great suggestions here. Let's see. Sean Duggan talks about liking a first edition third-party adventure, Church and State, was that it had several segments that were marked more or less, this might take a while. Okay, yeah, it kind of helped figure that stuff out. Let's see. Real quick, I just want to... Polojek says, have backups in place in case the players roll really badly and fail at some important task. Yeah, they get yeeted into the sun. You might want to have somebody there that they can...
Yeah, one of the
Yep.
one of the really useful bits of GMing advice somebody finally gave me is never make your plot hinge on a good die roll.
Yes.
Just make consequences hinge on a die roll.
I
So,
like it.
If they need a clue, then a good die roll means they can just find the clue, but a bad die roll means they've got to go through like some kind of roleplay scene, or they've got to fight a minor villain, or they need to do some bartering, or something like that.
Yep.
You know, I like that Jonesy is talking about having given a basic hero handbook to a friend who's only played D&D. And, you know, and I say, go find a friend that's only played D&D and make them play Mutants and Masterminds. I mean, you know, there's
I would definitely say go out and play a game you've never played before, like especially if it's a genre you've never tried. Like if you've never tried a narrative game, go out and try a narrative game. Pick up a Powered by the Apocalypse or Fate or something like that. Also, run a bad game. Run a game that is notorious for being broken or weird or just silly. And so I've said this before, I got my start in gaming through Palladium, and the system is so broken you have to get used to sort of thinking on your feet and just kind of covering for where the rules fail you or for where the rules kind of get in the way of fun.
I like that. So kind of set up each a training program for you to do the most difficult and then come out of that with some real applicable skills. I like that.
It's like how the Navy SEALs get taught to survive by being dropped without anything into the harshest environments.
Right.
I like that. Hey, Sean. Hey, Sean Duggan. Sean's talking about playing a newbie adventure or trying to run a newbie adventure. Everyone wants to make their own characters. You know, one of the things that we could do. It reminds me, like we could even run a character creation workshop for folks on Reddit and sort of get people prepared before those things. But Sean, you and I should talk about running a newbie adventure for me. But I think that'd be a lot of fun. I do indeed. Let's see. This Sean also adds Fiasco is great fun.
Yeah, Fiasco's a ton of fun.
Yeah.
Highly recommend.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not familiar. What is it?
It's a game where you just start out being assigned or choosing random archetypes for a story, and the GM or the host kind of has a general trope of a plot, and you have random elements you assign each other that talk about like your relationship to those people or complexities that each other person at the table has in their lives, and you figure out how you're all connected or how you will end up crossing paths. And then halfway through that process, your game master throws out some big disaster that makes everything go sideways.
Right.
I
was going to say, along those lines, if you want a great, game that will teach you some interesting game mastering skills, run Paranoia for a group of people for a while.
Yeah.
For folks who are not familiar, Paranoia is a science fiction humor game where the characters are basically all out to kill each other, ultimately, because they're all secretly traitors to the great computer.
Spoilers.
It is hilarious just to watch gamers play it, and it is a real challenge for game masters to run it.
Sounds like a challenge for everyone. Paranoia can also break friendships.
To be fair, Great Computer, Steve is trying to betray you. Alex would never do that.
I just want to point out that I have been the most loyal to Great Computer, whereas, Alex is younger and therefore has not been loyal as long. And we can only assume the time he was not loyal, Alex was a traitor.
See, I like the way this sounds. I almost want to play it. It sounds like
there's negative 16 in 1975, so...
It sounds like we've got some real indelible...
See, he's already being negative.
Right? See? Here's a good for new players. Another one of our Sean's says for new players, I always like to have people play easy pre-gen characters for the first adventures.
Yes.
It helps them understand with the basic game mechanics before attempting to wrap their head around character creation. I think that's
Agreed.
I think that's smart. Yeah, I think that's definitely smart.
Yeah, I
And I
usually
think
run
that,
a.
like resources like the basic Heroes Handbook provide a nice middle ground in terms of between pre-gens and giving players some quick and easy customization options so they feel like they have some choice in terms of what kind of character they're playing. But it's not as involved as creating a character from scratch.
I love you. I love that. I said I love you. I love you, Steve. I do indeed. But I also, I also looking at Josie's comment where I mean, paranoia. It seems like I'm not familiar with the game, but it seems like it has left a true impression on some people's psyches. I am gonna have to try it out, or not.
I'll just say that once I won a game of Paranoia, you're not supposed to be able to win Paranoia.
Oh.
And Crystal never played with those people again.
They will play with me. It's not my fault.
Oh, color me shocked. Crystal was too good at something. You are just perfection. That's all I'm saying.
I will point out, in general, if you're fairly new to the hobby, like if you only came in with Pathfinder or 5th edition D&D or even 3.5, all of those games were made after the idea of game balance became like the de facto design trope in gaming. Before that, game balance was maybe an afterthought. And simulation was king. The idea that you're trying to simulate like reality or simulate the genre medium of your choice, and characters aren't necessarily well balanced or thrown into challenges they're meant to win in genre fiction or reality. So prior to about 2000, game design was very different, and I would strongly recommend you go back and play, something from AD&D or first edition Vampire or like 3rd edition Shadowrun or Palladium's Heroes Unlimited, which is one of the zanier superhero role-playing games I have ever played. But wow, it teaches you some perspective on game design.
Yeah, my dad made me play Hackmaster with him.
Oh.
Wow, that's meta.
That is.
And he was one of those GMs who was out to get you. So.
That sounds like some stuff to work out with a therapist later in life. I'm glad I didn't game with my dad at all. Squire, hey, I want to say hello to you. Unfortunately, you can't watch us live, but we'll be here for you on the tape. And looking forward to you like an internet-starved gremlin. I love that.
Yeah, I like to tell people Heroes Unlimited is the game where you can randomly roll up and be a stage magician who has flash bombs as their only ability, or you can randomly roll up being an alien demigod who can become invulnerable and act 7 times faster each round than everyone else in your party.
Nicholas says Heroes Unlimited throws game balance right out the window.
Right out the window.
As a GM, you've got to figure out how to roll with that because... Oh, and the alien demigod also has a PhD, which for some reason means they're great at boxing.
Because of course.
Dr. Boxing, I presume.
Yes.
Let's see. I suggest you look up an RPG that allows you to all play yourself. That will cause some fun games. Okay.
Yes. David, that was my first RPG experience with superheroes, was we played Villains and Vigilantes, where you are in fact supposed to play yourself as a superhero. And for a group of 13-year-olds who were assessing our ability scores, and where we fell in all of the stats, it made for an interesting character creation session.
I assume you all thought you were pretty clever.
Yes, of course.
I love this.
We all have 25 charisma. That's weird.
right.
And there was definitely a certain amount of like, really, you think your constitution is that? Like, you're asthmatic. I don't think so.
I love all these suggestions, and then we've got our friend Zess says, "But not Rifts. You will weep."
Rifts was the third role-playing game I ever played.
You say with such a weight on your soul, just noticeably dimmed.
I'm glad you came back to role-playing games, Crystal.
Rifts is a role-playing game where one person can play a homeless vagrant whose only superpower is owning a car, and another person can play a dragon.
Yes.
Those are two distinct classes.
Okay.
And that's the core book.
This is great. This is an awesome source book. Right. Bad rules.
Or
right, we need to
with a railgun.
David shares that V&V was my first superhero game as well, then Champions 3. And what do you mean, how much resistance test do you have? That's so good. An agreement here from our friendly bar. And writing, let's see, writing and world building for Rifts is some of the best EBS ever made for any game, though. Okay.
It's Rifts. Yeah, Rifts is basically the world you would come up with if you were an overcaffeinated 13-year-old boy.
Thus its appeal to overcaffeinated 13-year-olds.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it also got the rules system you would design if you were an overcaffeinated.
Yeah.
Everybody gets all the things. Yeah. Okay. Well, Nicholas brings up a good question. So, M&M Trinity, I have a major Hero High campaign coming up set in Emerald City. Give me any ideas or advice you got.
Nice. Definitely play up NPCs for Hero High campaign. I mean, get everybody thinking about their best friends or their rivals. Who do they have a crush on in class? Who can they not stand in class? It helps a lot if you have them pitch names to you and identities instead of just forcing them on them. One thing I like to do with my players is, give me, 3 contacts, 3 enemies, and 3 like habits you have, or 3 places you go to hide away from the world, or
Yep.
Yeah. One thing to build on that, I like to have my players tell me what is the teacher you have a good relationship with, and what is the teacher you have a bad relationship with,
that's
and
good.
why.
Hey, I like that. that.
Yeah. Take into account the school's events, like what are the events of the academic year? Is homecoming a thing? Is prom a thing? Is there a big, period for SATs or college?
Debate
a college
club.
fair?
Yeah.
Right. What are the big events? That is the academic year is going to be built around, as far as that goes. And especially, if there are an opportunity, if somebody has got to be in the debate club, finals, and then this crisis comes up, but they can't be there. How are they going to, manage things like that? And a friend of mine has a great thing for campaigns that I think works great for Hero High games, is if you're going to introduce romance into the game at all, have the players cast a couple of romantic interests, just in terms of describing what their character's type is, essentially, so that you can introduce that character and the players will know, oh, this is my romantic interest, potentially. As far as that goes. So they what the player character is going to be attracted to as far as that goes. So when that character shows up, they're going to be like, oh,
the
hearts and stars are going to start, appearing. And
that's great. And I could just see it. Like, clearly that person's only there just to be my love interest and of no other consequence at all to the plot storyline of my life.
I mean, if ever there was a teenage outlook.
Right. As that says, if you run Hero High, let the players punch Casanova in the face once, just once.
Casanova is highly punchable, so that's
it's his whole role in the story.
Okay, so Casanova punch face. What is who is Casanova?
Casanova is was it Sebastian Shield? I think is his real
Mhm.
name.
That sounds right.
He is a character from the Claremont Academy in our Hero High book, whose power is emotional control. He is basically a creepy little ass who uses his powers to get what he wants.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Highly
He sounds-
punchable.
Sounds very punchable. Very punchable.
Very
Jonesy's, I think, throwing aspersions at one of our celebrity GMs. So Alex can kidnap him.
Well, you know,
Alex.
it's a perfectly good NPC. I'm not just going to leave it lying around.
Right?
Put them back on the shelf where they go.
You know what? On the subject of advice for a Hero High campaign, have your players pick designated victims.
Mhm.
That is incredibly helpful. Establish like who they go to for advice and who's the designated victim. What NPC in your game do you want to be endangered?
I like that. You know,
Yeah,
and
who's their Jimmy Olsen?
that's so great because that active sort of
Exactly.
participation, like giving your love interest or sharing that kind of stuff, it allows for some bonding between the GM and the player, but then it also just cuts out a lot of nonsense that you don't have to. Yeah, that's
Exactly.
great.
You don't have to. It cuts out a lot of guesswork, and you know, and it prevents you from guessing wrong.
Yeah.
You should
I like
also spend time with your players developing what extracurricular activities they're interested in, and do some role building to think how you take that extracurricular activity and make it super. So, like, what does super marching band look like, or what does super football look like?
Oh my gosh, what does super marching band look like?
Thinking back on all my high school extracurriculars and what they would have looked like with superpowers.
Right.
Theater
Same.
would have been
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Theater would have been
Definitely.
amazing.
Yeah, I was gonna write super theater. I mean, come on.
Oh yeah.
Were we
That's
all
awesome.
theater
Band would
nerds?
probably, yeah.
I think
Marching band
so.
would probably have a lot of the same highlights as super theater. Just very elaborate set pieces and perfect music.
Zeth, things sound wrong in context when we're talking. I mean, yeah. If we haven't done that yet, buckle up. But no, I agree. Let's just take random samples of the program and share it with your mom and see what she has to say.
My mom
You know,
watches.
I've tried explaining to my mother what I do for a living, and she's
Right.
Yeah. My
Yeah.
grandmother did ask me over the holidays. So you're doing YouTube now? I was like, yes. I'm on the YouTube now.
YouTube.
I'm doing YouTube. That's my job.
Right.
Let's see.
Sure.
What's this? Oh, here we go. Can designated victims be a new M&M mini PDF series? Danger zones, designated victims. Chung chung. I
You
love it.
laugh, but
Yeah.
But
Can we call it
that's
Designated
actually going to be a
Survivors?
chapter in an upcoming title. Well, a small part of a chapter in an upcoming title.
I love that. No, wait, as inspired by Bodhi or already
Well, no,
pre-existing?
it's already something we were thinking of.
Mhm.
See, we're all in the same. We're in
Great
the same
minds.
groove. Great minds, absolutely. Oh yeah, 3D chess club. I like that.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Oh, that's fun.
Live chess
4D
club.
chess club is where it's at for super
Well,
geniuses.
Seriously, right,
Right.
or some interdimensional chess club. So 5D. Let's see.
I hope they
David
have
said-
battle bots at Claremont Academy. Like, I hope the robot club builds war robots that fight each other. I think that would be awesome.
I bet they do.
This is great. Maybe someone's rival takes over the Rocket Club. I think that's that's fun. Yeah, that could really. Oh, that's so sweet. Snowbar says, "My mom understands my RPG-ness.
Aww.
That is sweet.
RP genius, more like." Let's see. Zeth says, "I'm intrigued by this Rocket Club, and so am I. I'm just thinking about what could happen if some high-tech stuff gets mixed up in all this, and suddenly you're rocketing through space and time."
Man, history club in a superhero school would be amazing.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because some students are from history, and it's entirely possible you have at least one student who can time travel.
I love it. And gosh, what an interesting thing. Like, wait, I don't remember this being history. Like, why does my history book say this? That can't possibly be true. And off you go.
Change.
I dig it. Okay, this
Here's
is
a permission slip. We're going to 323 BC next week.
What is this? Why does my history book say George Washington was killed by a bear?
That's so good. I don't think that they have this. What school did you go to? Dissection Club.
Dissection Club is definitely not a thing.
And that's not. What a creepy growing up. What club are you part of? Dissection Club.
I think there's a teacher telling you something bad.
I don't think you're in a club. I think you're in a cult.
I think so. I think so. Let's see. Crafting club. Is that a thing? Did you have a crafting club in your school?
We did not. That would be awesome.
No, not really.
But I could totally see crafting clubs being a thing. I just don't think I had one at my school.
Nice save, Jason. Jason says that's the Shadow Academy. Of course.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I will mention one other, bit of advice for anyone who's planning on running a Hero High game is watch DC Superhero Girls.
Oh yeah,
animated series.
Absolutely.
Because it is huge inspiration.
The Bears are so busy right now. They're like, I did not do it.
Right, all the Bears strangely guilty.
And maybe even admitting. I mean, geez. We've cracked the code on which bear killed George Washington. Let's see. When are we going to make... We are just all about the Bears today. Zess says, sweeties, when are you guys going to make the Honey Heist Danger Zone?
Do you know how much the Honey Heist license costs? Oh my god.
Right.
Oh, is
We're
that
not that big. Honey Heist? Yeah, it's an amazing small narrative game. Everybody plays a bear. You have 2 stats, bear and crime.
Mm-hmm.
And every time you use one stat, it goes down, but the other goes up. So
it's pretty
the
much
more you bear,
the
the
expression
better the
you
critical.
have 2 stats.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Okay, I like the sound of that.
The idea is you are all trying to infiltrate a casino and rob it of its honey.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Okay, I'll have to check it out.
Sorry, you have a third stat. It is hat.
Yes.
Hat.
Bear with a hat. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I can see why the Bears are into it.
You never roll hat.
It's a lot of fun.
You just have it. I like it.
But it's the easiest RPG ever and shockingly fun.
Yep.
Okay, let's look at this. Aaron Williams, PS238, has a time traveling student who looks a lot like a very young Fourth Doctor.
Yes, hat and scarf.
Yeah, it's a great comic for figuring out a Hero High campaign as well. I'm so sad it kind of ended.
Wait, so says hat is your... Are you the hat or are you the bear?
You're the bear. The hat you wear is your class.
I see. Bodhi says, gotta get here. Yeah, gotta get Honey Heist. I like it. What's that?
10 out of 10 would recommend.
Awesome. Here's a question. How do you handle campus security at Claremont Academy? How do you place a meta teen in detention? Yeah, well, I guess you just... Yeah.
Well, fortunately, at least at Claremont Academy specifically, they have a member of the faculty who can neutralize powers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you might also want to borrow a note from Sky High, which is a very strange Disney movie from the 2000s about a superhero high school. The detention room negates superpowers.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And most of the staff are former superheroes who can stop superpowered hijinks.
I like that. Okay, that's solid. Well, there you go. There's your answer, friend.
Yeah, a lot of it is just, the same way you get modern teenagers to stop doing anything. Guilt.
Yep.
Guilt. Yeah, guilt and a
Right.
stern frowning.
Also, superpower detention is a great place to start your game.
Yeah.
Yes.
Superpower
They have a
breakfast club.
little super breakfast club.
That's brilliant. I love it.
Half of the first session with no powers, you just have to interact.
Matthew Tyler, you are blowing my mind. I did show your comment. I just didn't want to say it out loud. But if you insist, nth dimensional chess, wubba lubba dub dub.
Gotta stop encouraging him.
There's no other way to stop
yet-
him. He just does it. Let's see. Linda Carter. Okay. Linda Carter was in that.
Yes.
She was the principal in Sky High.
Oh, I've seen that. No, yeah. Fun. And let's see. Sobar says power inhibitor cuffs always work. Yeah, I like that.
I'd also recommend watching Zombie. It's a Disney Channel original movie, and it's not exactly about superhero high school, but it's very. It plays up the, like, we are from a different kind of society, and it creates all of these weird complexities with the normal people in our lives, and also it's got just the cheesiest but best choreography ever.
Like Thriller kind of choreography, or like
kind of.
Okay.
It's basically West Side Story, but with zombies and cheerleaders instead of the Jets and the Sharks.
I like it. Here's Jonesy asks, is there a superpowered juvenile hall in the Freedomverse?
Not as such.
Yeah. We haven't really explored that notion.
I think you just get a lot of therapy if you're arrested as a superpowered minor.
As you should, powers or nay. Let's see. I don't know if you saw this, but John says Stargirl is an excellent hero. It's great.
I've still not watched it. I keep hearing great things about it.
All right, so while we're holy smoke, what? I thought we had more time.
Right.
My green light's blocking the clock. I'm in the midst of a move, and it's killing me slowly. Hey, did we answer? That was I believe that was Nicholas that was looking for some inspiration. Nicholas, let us know if we've covered all the bases for you. And Tatsu says a bear has leveled up. Which I think is what happens when if you're in Discord and you engage, you get to level up. So congratulations to going from 3 to level 4.
Right.
Let's see. You've done it.
No, wait, that's the finding an item music.
That's right. Yeah. What is it when you open a door or something? Is that it? For
I think that's the sound of a piano falling down the stairs.
That is very, very true. That's
Hey,
okay.
Troy.
Yes.
So, talking about New Year's gaming resolutions, do we want to talk about our plans to be running some more Mutants and Masterminds this year?
We are going to be running quite a few. So here's what we did. We got together before the end of the new year to plan for the months to follow. If you couldn't believe it, it's true. I'm not even exaggerating a tiny bit. And we have picked planning, and we are going to be doing. We've got live plays going on. We've got also, if you're part of the Patreon, you can be involved in developer Q&As. We just had one before the year was up. That was a lot of fun. We have got. Why do I feel like there's another event that I'm forgetting?
I think that's what Steve was talking about coming up.
Yeah.
Am I okay, well, remind me. What am I forgetting?
Well, you talked about the Q&As, but we're also going to be doing some.
Oh, the actual live plays.
Yes.
Yes, you mean, to your point, Steve, we are also going to be doing some. Got ahead of Steve, and I just forgot the thing you asked about, which is, that's quality entertainment.
Derailed your own train of thought, Troy.
I did. We'll be doing live streams, actual plays. I believe, who's up next? Is it you, Steve, or is it Crystal?
Crystal in January and me in February.
Nice. Yeah. Once a month, you will have one of these 3 celebrity GMs running an actual play that we will be streaming. We cast the crew from the actual from the Patreon. So just head over to patreon.com/mutants masterminds and toss in $3. Maybe get your name in the hat. Maybe you come and play. You have some fun. It's been a blast. The last few that we've done. Really 100% a joy to be a part of. Alex, you did the last one. That was Cold Day in Midtown? No. It was
Family.
No,
All in the Family. You did Cold Day in Midtown, right? And that was just so fun. Our players, our fans are just hilarious. Some of the funniest. Some of the funniest beings living, and I look forward to. Nobody brings funny like Crystal brings funny. So now that I've said that, it'll probably be something very punishing and bleak. But do you want to give us a view into like Crystal, like what you've got? Any thoughts or ideas, or you want to keep it kind of under wraps? Or
I'm going to keep it under wraps right now. We can use that to tease out more attention, I guess, next week, because it's the game itself's coming up on the 15th.
Oh my gosh, that's right. Yeah, so we are
not
too far away from that.
Around the corner.
Yeah, and the good news is, Crystal, you could just walk in, sit down, and be like, okay, there are mutants and there are masterminds, and then ta-da, and then they would have the most amazing.
You have two stats: mutant and mastermind.
No hat. I love it. I'm looking forward to that. It should be a ton of fun. We'll start. How about with this? We'll start recruiting for that today. I'll post something over on the Patreon, and maybe we'll leave just one seat for someone who watches the stream. Maybe we'll next Monday we'll pull some names out of the hat, or you may have them do a thing, maybe some kind of a dance, make a costume out of things you find around your home. That's
what we're gonna say. We'll save one seat for me, Troy.
Oh, I'm half tempted. Oh look, we've drawn a name. It's Troy. Oh my gosh.
What were the odds?
Troy was technically in the stream.
That's right. That is right.
Put my name in too. I want to play with Crystal.
Nice. All right. Well, I'll put our names in. It'll be funny. It's just us. Sorry, everybody. Nicholas Morales says, "Give me the seats." Absolutely. Everybody will have a chance at the seats.
Nobody wants to play with me. I am a terrible GM.
Here's a glass of Farrowburg River water. Drink it, and I'll give you a hero point.
Okay, this is an interesting question. As we round out the last few minutes, let's answer it with this. Are there any plans to do something for M&M in the same vein as the DM's Guild?
Things like that are above our pay grade, basically.
They are, yeah.
I mean, that's like a company owner question more than a line developer question.
Send your email questions to. No, I'm kidding. Speaking of which, we are rounding out the. Tying things up here on Mutants Masterminds Monday, the first of 2022, and a wonderful show it was. My thanks to the three of you for hanging out with us. My thanks to everybody with their comments and their ideas and their thoughts on gameplay. If you're listening to this or watching this later, share your questions. We read those. We really do, we share them sometimes on air. Maybe we'll do that, but we've got a lot of great things planned this year, and we really are excited about what 2022 has to offer by way of just time together playing Mutants and Masterminds, and we're going to make the most of it for sure. And anything else real quick for the good of the order? Steve, did you want to share anything about what's going on in your world?
Folks can check out my other work over on my Patreon, which is patreon.com/Steve Kenson. And otherwise, just keep checking in with us. We've got stuff in the works, and we're really looking forward to sharing it all with you. Nice.
Alex, how about you? You got a game going tonight?
We do. We actually have a big battle tonight, so it would be a great time for people to come hang out with us. Shardavan Steelgrave is going to show up.
Yeah, especially if you're not used to if you're not used to Mutants and Masterminds and you want some idea of how combat works, tune into Untold Stories Project tonight.
So much fun. Yeah, definitely one of my favorite streams. I enjoy watching. Go ahead.
We'll be live in an hour.
Live in an hour. Awesome. Okay. Well, then we will get this nice and wrapped up. Now, Crystal, do you have anything that you want to share in particular? Anything sort of amazing or any kind of good news or any kind of... Wait, what's this?
So my book got nominated for a Sybil Award, which is a young adult fiction award. Which is pretty cool.
That is very cool.
I'm just a finalist, so I'm up against some really impressive creations for the graphic novel category. So,
well, I saw that and I was so excited. To you, I say congratulations. Anything else you want to share? I'm sorry to have been like, surprise, you're amazing. But I just wasn't going to let you escape.
Crystal, that is also an impressive graphic novel contribution, just for the record.
No, nothing else that's all that exciting. Get your booster shots, everybody.
Ooh, yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
please.
I mean, avoid human contact if you can. I know we're all really tired of lockdown and isolation and
Yeah.
masks, but until we pull our heads out of our butts and open up patents so that everybody in the world can produce the same vaccines we have access to in America, we're just gonna have to suck it up and deal with variants.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah, and do
Take
it
care
for
of
the ones.
yourselves.
Yeah, and for the ones you love as well. And we will be back next Monday. For those of you who are patrons already or will be patrons soon, so you can get in on some of the fun. We'll be posting some stuff up. I said today, and that might have been a little generous. I'm moving right now, and so I've got to the computer is the last thing that I'm dismantling. But go check that out. Patreon.com/Mutants Masterminds. I want to thank you three for this phenomenal show today. Again, everybody listening and watching, you are the best. Send us a note at letsplay@greenrona.com with any ideas, concerns, or compliments, and we will see you next Monday. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.